Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is May 20th, 2019. We'll call this meeting in order at 7:30. After we call the roll, please.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Zielinski?
Here.
Trustee Juarez?
Here.
Trustee McLaughlin?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Nava Esparza?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll go with officers' reports, starting with myself. Actually, I did excuse Mike Frater, Public Works. He had another commitment for something tonight, but I gave him a letter I received today we're going to be working on from IDOT. I put a request in IDOT, I don't know, a few months back, and with the help of Mr. Frater, asking if we can help establish some sort of something to help traffic on 122nd, west of Cicero, because there's always a problem with all the trucks coming out of there. And they've actually said yes, that they would. They agreed that we're going to try and implement a right-hand turn southbound onto Cicero Avenue, and to run it as often as possible. We have to work out all the logistics of this thing yet, then too. So, as traffic is coming northbound, making a left to go into the industrial park, we're going to try and keep a constant light to get people out of there and too at the same time. So that's all got to get worked out, but I just got the letter today. It looked like a nice positive note. Mike thought it was too, and we're going to follow up with them to see how we can tweak this and do what we can. We can't make the street any bigger because of how, well, you would know too, because of the width of that street.
Right.
And
you don't have the right of way.
Exactly, and that's what they were saying. If you had a dedicated right-hand turn lane, would be great, but you don't. And their only recommendation was on your left-hand turns to go northbound on Cicero Avenue, that if you shared a left-hand turn with a straight one, just to get into the strip mall across the street and stuff, and people can kind of figure that out themselves, but they were just trying to make some suggestions in the letter today, too. So we'll share that with you, obviously, as well, then, too, as far as engineering goes. But Mike, though, is pretty positive. He's got that with him now, then, too. Want to extend a thank you to the Sertoma organization. Last week, they were here at the Village Hall, and they brought a group of students and so forth from Sertoma. They actually redid all of our planter boxes out around the Village Hall here. They were teaching the people for Sertoma how to do the planter boxes, and they did a nice job. I was out there looking at them today. So thank you to Sertoma for doing such. Also, over the weekend, certainly want to commend the police department. Nice job, Deputy Chief, on the cop on the roof. You guys, a lot of activity out there and stuff then too. You guys did a nice job out there this week.
We set another record this year. We raised $16,600 for Illinois Special Olympics.
That's awesome. Good job. Cool. Good job, Deputy Chief. Sean, I tell you, you had a nice crew at both Dunkin' Donuts yet too.
Yeah, I was stuck at the Cicero one, but I heard we had a pretty lively crew down on Pulaski as well.
I did. I stopped down. I had a meeting downtown, but I stopped and saw those folks real quick, and they were doing a nice job there as well. And special thanks to Rocco Merlo and Sergeant Jairo Gutierrez, too. Both guys did a nice job at both locations. And all of you guys. I know when I saw you were clocking some miles back and forth on your Fitbit or whatever then, too, right?
Yeah, I'd rather be in traffic than on top of the buildings.
We can tell you to go play in traffic?
Yeah. And then, again, I came by to support the police department on Saturday. You guys had a nice open house for folks that wanted to come by and stuff then, too. So, big weekend with police. You guys were busy this weekend and stuff then, too. Thank you. That's all I have just for notes anyway. So, on your agendas, number one was an approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip amending Chapter 4 alcoholic beverages and liquor control of the Alsip Municipal Code to provide for a liquor license classification for certain mini-marts being part of a gasoline service station and regulations pertaining thereto. Next on here was number 2, was an approval for trustee Nava Esparza to temporarily take over former trustee McGreal's chairperson positions for the following committees: Insurance, Human Resources, and Police. She will also be a committee member of the following: Public Works, Building, Economic Development, Village Properties, Ordinance Legislation, and Health and Pollution. I'd like to be able to let have the trustee engage even this evening, so she can be a part of the conversation. Would somebody make which letter is that?
So moved.
B.
B, letter B. Somebody make a motion?
Make that motion.
Second.
Third. I raise your one.
Roll call number 1 to approve for trustee Nava Esparza to temporarily take over former trustee McGreal's chairperson positions for the following committees: Insurance, Human Resources, and Police. She will also be a committee member for the following: Public Works, Building, Economic Development, Village Properties, Ordinance and Legislation, and Health and Pollution. Again, this is roll call number 1 to approve letter B. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zielinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next, number 3 was a variance for the Coca-Cola company to increase the height of a new facility that they are considering to build, to be built up, and this is going to exceed, right now, our building code ordinance says it can only go 45 feet tall. I had 65 to 70 feet tall, and today, as a matter of fact, their engineer called here, and I spoke with the fire chief as well, too. This is actually, he spoke with the building commissioner as well. This is actually going up 90 to 100 feet tall. And I did speak with the fire chief, and he said that's not a problem going that tall, especially in a situation like this. What they're doing is they're considering building, I talked to the board individually. I just wanted this as a matter of record is why I put this on the agenda. Everyone agreed to a variance pending the plan and zoning recommendation, but that, because they're in the middle of doing engineering right now, but they might go to they are going to go to a computered inventory system where like pallets and so forth can go up a little bit taller, and the talk is they've got 4 product lines right now. They can actually increase that to 6 product lines, and that creates almost 30 more routes. So, I mean, there's more jobs, there's more everything involved. And with the fire chief, go ahead, what's your explanation? What were you saying about that?
One of the things we talked about is, regardless of the type of the structure, it's going to be a fully sprinklered structure. Plus, it's a metal outside, so really there's no reason for us to get to the top of the structure. Any issues we have are going to be inside, and it's going to be, like I said, fully protected, and it's going to have to meet what the codes are as well. So I'm not too concerned about that.
Okay.
And if we do have to hit something on the outside, or we can get the reach to hit it from the outside, we just don't have a ladder to get to the top of it per se. So,
Roger, with your conversation too, they were a little bit vague. Are they going to try and use the existing properties or the new property they just bought? The existing property. It is going to be on the existing, because I understand it's going to start off as much as 300,000 square feet for like different structures, and can go as high as 600,000 square feet, depending on what they do. So it's really going to... It's going to exceed that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is going to be some major warehousing that they're going to be doing there and so forth then, too. Plus increasing production and jobs and everything else and so forth then, too. So, now, I've had Steve Zalanis in here a couple times, the general manager, and he's really looking forward to the expansion of this. He just wanted to make sure that the board was okay with, considering the variance, if they're going to spend the money on engineering and all that prior. So to finish, what I was saying was the village board recently gave verbal approval for this request, and again, I just want to make this in writing so that everyone was on board, especially with the new trustee then too, so everybody knew what we were talking about. And that's all I had. Clerk's report?
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. First is the approval of the April 2019 FOIA monthly report. There were 42 requests in the month of April. And the next one is the approval of the April 15th, 2019 Board of Trustee meeting minutes. And that is all, Mayor Ryan.
Thank you. Attorney's report, we have Mike Kanker.
No reports, sir, but we will hold an executive session near the end of the meeting to discuss the public works and police contracts, and then I believe, as we discussed, we can come back in out after the executive session and vote on the police contract if everyone's all right with that.
Exactly. So we're going to,
We'll recess to executive session,
Right.
not adjourn.
so we're actually going to pull letter L from the consent agenda until after our executive session.
That's correct, sir.
Okay?
That's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Next is the engineer's report. Will?
I have a request for approval of a resolution in the total amount of $750,000 for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code for the fiscal year 2019-20 MFT General Maintenance Program. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. The public forum. Anyone in the audience wish to address the board this evening? Nobody? Standing committee reports. Finance Committee, Trustee McGlowan.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated May 10th, 2019, totaling $462,838.43. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated May 20th, 2019. General Fund, $614,125.21. Road and Bridge, $25,621.94. MFT, $4,140.32. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $6,459.72. Water and Sewer, $416,791.76. Heritage, $53,707.40, for a grand total all funds of $1,120,846.35. And that's all I have under Finance, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Next, Fire Committee, Trustee McGlowan.
First, I have a request for approval to go out to bid for the replacement of 6 overhead doors for both fire stations and the replacement of 12 door operators. Next, I have a request to add a $500 cost for all false and nuisance calls to Chapter 9, Article 1, Section 9-6 cost recovery. Next is a request for approval of the April 2019 monthly activity report based on the National Fire Incident Reporting System. And finally, a request for approval of the Fire Prevention Bureau April 2019 monthly activity report. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. The Police Committee, Trustee Nava Esparza.
Item 1, approval of the April 2019 monthly activity report. Item 2, approval to hire 1 part-time community service officer. This position was budgeted for. This position will be utilized primarily as a front desk person in the afternoon hours. This position will bring us to 6 CSOs. Item 3, approval of an agreement between the Village of Alsip and the Metropolitan Alliance of Police, representing Alsip Police Chapter Number 669 from May 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2022. And that's all.
Okay, thank you. Public Work and Boat Launch, Trustee Juarez.
And approval of the April 2019 monthly activity report. That's all, Mayor.
Okay. Building Committee, Trustee Zelinski.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Trustee, just so you know, too, actually, I made some, I communicated with the building commissioner today. There's a couple of areas on some of the main streets that are getting tall grass because of all the big rain. We did have, I was helping his office out a little bit today. We were getting a hold of those folks and stuff, and too, to give them a fair warning so they're not getting tickets and so forth, but to get them out there and get the grass cut and everything like that. So, just so you know, we're working together on that. Sewer and Water, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
All right. License Committee, Trustee Juarez.
I have an approval of a list of licenses dated April 29th through May 10th, 2019. That's all, Mayor.
Okay. Economic Development, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of the April 2019 monthly activity report, and that's all, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Planning and Zoning, Trustee Zelinski.
No report this evening.
All right. Special Committee Reports, Village Properties, Trustee McGlowan.
I have no official report this evening, but where are we at on the bids for all that stuff?
I have not gotten them out to bid yet. I will start working on it as soon as possible. You're talking about the state voting and also the ingress and egress windows.
And the electric.
That I'm working with comment on.
Okay. That's all I have.
No problem. I spoke with Roger over the weekend, too, and we're actually getting some pricing right now to replace some, a 30-year-old pool filter system over at Heritage 2, Raj?
Heritage One.
Heritage 1.
Making it through to next year, once we redo that pool, but the bulkhead on the sand filters is completely given away and flooded out the entertainment room at Heritage One.
Uh-oh.
So we blocked it in so that it's going through. But I've been told that the filters, I should have a price, hopefully before the end of the day, and they will have it up and running for Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
So, but roughly somewhere between $6,200 and $7,800 is what we're looking at for the price of those filters.
Okay.
Next was the Insurance Committee, Trustee Navas Esparza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Ordinance legislation, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 5, Animals and Fowl, Article 2, Dogs and Cats, Section 5-23, Definitions, and Section 5-31, Restraint of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right. IT, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
Human Resource, Trustee Navas Esparza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Health and Pollution, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of the April 2019 monthly activity report. In that report were 15 complaints, 0 citations, and no call-outs. And number 2, May 12th through the 18th, which was actually last week, is Food Allergy Awareness Week. The encouragement there is for restaurants, menu makers, and if you are making recipes, to call out the biggest allergy components, which are usually peanut butter, nuts, shellfish, and dairy products in your recipes. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. The Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Trustees, any presentations, petitions, or communications? No? Chief, I just put this in my calendar. I forgot to write the date down, but what date did we send out again today for Lieutenant Crucius's retirement?
The 28th
28th
at
of this
12
month?
o'clock.
Pardon me?
At 12 o'clock.
Right. So trustees, anybody's interested, if you're available, I should say, on noon till 3 o'clock on the 28th is Lieutenant Tim Gruzius' last day. He's retiring that day. So usually over at Station 1, Chief?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. Trustees, did anybody want to remove anything from consent agenda?
Item J.
Jay?
I would also like to remove items A and C. And we have to hold off on item L.
Right.
Right. So can I get a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to establish the consent agenda. In summary, letters A as in apple, C as in Charles, J as in jump, and L as in Larry have been removed. Roll call number 2 to establish the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to approve the consent agenda. Filling in some information. Letter F, will be known as approval of a resolution in the total amount of $750,000 for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code for the fiscal year 2019-20 MFT General Maintenance Program will become resolution number 2019-05-R-1. Letter G, approval of a list of payroll dated May 10th, 2019, totaling $462,838.43. Letter H, approval of a list of accounts payable dated May 20th, 2019, totaling $1,120,846.35. Letter N, request for approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 5, Animals and Fowl, Article 2, Dogs and Cats, Section 5-23, Definitions, and Section 5-31, Restraint of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip, will be ordinance number 2019-05-3. Again, this is roll call number 3 to approve the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve.
Thank you. We'll go back to the items that we pulled. Letter A was an approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip amending Chapter 4 alcoholic beverages and liquor control of the Alsip Municipal Code to provide for a liquor license classification for certain mini-marts being part of a gasoline service station and regulations pertaining thereto. Trustee McLaurin, do you have a question?
No, I just pulled this for a separate vote.
Okay.
'Cause I'm
Can I get a
still
motion?
adamantly against liquor being served in gas stations.
I make the motion.
Second.
Roll call number 4, approval of the ordinance of the Village of Alsip amending Chapter 4, alcoholic beverages and liquor control of the Alsip Municipal Code to provide for a liquor license classification for certain mini-marts being a part of a gasoline service station and regulations pertaining thereto. Again, this is roll call number 4 to approve. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
No.
Trustee McLaughlin.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
No.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
Motion carries. This will now be known as ordinance number 2019-05-4.
Okay. Next was, thank you. Letter C was an approval of a variance for Coca-Cola to increase the height of a new facilities to be built up to, we're going to amend this to read 90 to 100 feet tall, pending the planning and zoning recommendation. The village board recently gave verbal approval for this request. Trustee McLaurin, do you have a question?
And just comment, and I wanted a separate vote on this. I'm not comfortable passing this as is. I know we gave verbal approval, and I'm okay with the concept, but to just say now that we're going to go ahead and approve it when we have no paperwork, planning and zoning hasn't reviewed anything, I'm just not comfortable passing it as is.
The only reason I wanted to put that on there was just so they knew, let's say, for instance, if planning and zoning hasn't gone in front of them yet for a recommended variance, we ultimately approve those variances at the end of the day anyway then too. But if we agree that we're willing to go with a variance for a major manufacturer in our town, I think it's good to know if they're going to spend all this money on engineering that they have an end game too. If we're going to support that, even with.
I have no issues with the concept, but I mean we have nothing. I mean there's no backup for this whatsoever, and I mean again I have no issues with the concept.
Okay.
But there's nothing tangible for us to be approving at this point in time.
We're just approving a height at this time. That's all. And that's in other words, all those plans and everything else all have to go through the building department. We just need to know if we're going to approve a variance, we're okay with the height on it. Pending professional services said they can go that high. I just don't want, certainly we can't have them spending big dollars on engineering and not having the insight to know that it's okay to do this. So that's why I was asking for that tonight.
Yeah, then I said at this point we don't even have a concept drawing or anything. I mean, I get we don't want to go through or make them go through engineering, but I'm not comfortable as is, so I just want a separate vote.
Sure. Can I get a motion?
Make the motion.
Second.
Sorry, right-hand
okay.
side picture. Roll call number 5 to approve letter C, approval of a variance for Coca-Cola to increase the height of the new facilities to be built up to 90 to 100 feet tall, pending the planning and zoning recommendation. The village board recently gave verbal approval for this request. Again, roll call number 5. Trustee Delzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, is letter J. Approval to add a $500 cost for all false and nuisance calls to Chapter 9, Article 1, Section 9-6, cost recovery for the fire department. Trustee Alzell, do you have a question?
Yeah, I know the fire chief had addressed this already with regards to the false. I'm just not certain on what is to be considered a nuisance call and by whose decision that is, what the hearing process is. Is this going to be an MV citation issued to these people to allow them their day in court? What's the whole process for this?
It would be an MV citation, just like we've done in the past when we had the language in there before for open burning where they refused to extinguish or we had to extinguish it. So
Right.
It would be an MV ticket.
So, but where is it written what constitutes the nuisance? False, I understand.
Right.
But what constitutes a nuisance
We'd probably use
call?
the same language as the PD uses for their nuisance. I had it from previously. I don't remember what the language is. I can send it to you. But whatever that they have in their language for their ordinance or for their MV tickets would be the same language.
Okay, all right. That was where I was just confused. I apologize.
One question too, Chief. With that, wasn't that going to be considered like the fourth call or something?
No, that's lift assist.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
And
Yeah, this is totally separate.
Okay.
We're going to discuss that later.
Right.
So we need a motion and a second, folks, if you want.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call number 6 for approval to add a $500 cost for all false and nuisance calls to Chapter 9, Article 1, Section 9-6, cost recovery. Trustee Delzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. Any unfinished business, trustees? Any new business?
Just wanted to remind everybody that Village Hall is closed on Monday, May 27th, in observance of Memorial Day, so the next meeting will be next Tuesday on May 28th at 7:30.
Clerk, can I ask you to read? We're going to need a short executive session, folks, before we come back to vote on the police contract. Can you read that?
Sure. Motion to recess to executive session to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C2.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
Roll call number 7 to recess to executive session to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C2. Again, this is roll call number 7 to recess to executive session. Trustee Delzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to recess to executive session.
Thank you, folks. Again, we're going to go into a session and come back out, and we will be deciding on the police contract, whether or not we're going to approve that this evening.
Recess at 7:59 p.m.
Okay, trustees, we'll be across the hall in about 5 minutes. Thank you. To call this meeting back to order at 8:44 p.m. And we'll go back to the item that I had asked to be pulled. Originally, this is letter L on your consent agenda, and this is going to read, in fact, clerk, we need to amend a little bit of language here. This is going to read approval of a 3-year agreement between the Village of Alsip and the Metropolitan Alliance of Police, representing Alsip Police Chapter Number 669, from May 1, 2018 through April 30th, 2021. That will be 3 years. And trustees, I need a motion and a second, please.
Motion.
Second.
Sorry, trustee Juarez, I had it over here on the
Yeah,
first.
I'm seeing a little favoritism over there, but that's okay.
Roll call number 8 to approve letter L, approval of a 3-year agreement between the Village of Alsip and the Metropolitan Alliance of the Police, representing Alsip Police Chapter Number 669, from May 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2021. Again, this is roll call number 8. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. Then can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a great night, folks.
Thank you.
Adjourned at 8:45 PM.